Thank you, President Dean. I also want to thank the panel for taking time off their jobs to come and participate in our meeting. As you've heard, all morning we've been talking about safety. That's our number one factor that we're concerned about. So we implemented See Something, Say Something in the STSC training. Do you guys see an improvement in job safety on your jobs? Paul, you got.
Well, Bill, thanks for having me here for one thing, but the See Something, Say Something is one of the best things I think they've come up with, the best saying. Some of the guys that are afraid to talk a little bit, they see something, they'll at least bring it to attention, and it will get addressed then after that. So good saying, good, keep that one up. The safety on the ironworkers part, you know, every morning when I start work with my gang, we have a toolbox talk in the trailer before we go out amongst all crafts. Then we go out in our toolbox when we get to the job site. We have another one and break down exactly what we're doing and define all the dangers that could exist and address them. How would we deal with them and how will we eliminate them if we do have a problem? So the Say Something, See Something, Say Something is really great. So,
Thanks, Paul. Jim, how about your area? You see an increase in awareness?
Yeah, the STSC training, our Vice President of Operations, he went to that training and brought back, I saw a new fire in him, and he's really tried to spread that through the company and get out on the jobs and talk to the guys, you know, because it's difficult to get just the hands to understand what you're trying to accomplish here, you know, and I think that Safety Train the Supervisor program really drives it home, and I'm interested in going to it myself.
Great, good. Amanda?
Yes, it sticks in your mind to see something, say something. And yeah, it sticks with you all day.
Good.
Keeps you focused.
Great. How about in your area, Gary?
Absolutely. I was in the field till about 3 months ago, and I was a foreman, and I preach it to my guys. I wear the band. They wear the band also. We've spread it on to other trades too when we're on the same job. I think it's very successful.
Great. Well, we've talked all morning about safety and productivity, so we know it's the number one thing on our mind. As President Dean said earlier, we want to see our guys go home safe. So in the future, what more do you think we need to do concerning safety?
well, I'll start out with just keep the contractors out here, got to keep that communication line open to the workers out there. Don't be afraid to step on them if they get out of line. Make sure you enforce your safety stuff. The iron workers will respect it better if you do. So
I would say keep on the apprentices also, because the apprentices, you know, once they graduate, they're out in the field, they're on their own. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it starts with all the training.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the apprenticeships. Jim, you see anything?
We've implemented a program this year. We realized that the lower level management, the foremen, aren't really getting the knowledge. It's not being passed down. So we've implemented a program this year to bring our foremen into the main office so that they feel a part of the system that's going on and the culture we're trying to represent. And it's really, I mean, we've had guys that have worked for us for years that haven't had that formal training and haven't really felt a part of. They just get it passed down from the superintendent. And now it's like they take ownership of that.
Mm-hmm. Journeyman upgrades, big part of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Mandatory journeyman upgrade.
Yeah.
And you've implemented that in your area.
We have.
Yeah.
Yes. Amanda.
Yeah, I'm with Gary on that one, with our apprentices, right? Keeping them safe and focusing on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And all the virtual training we have too. Next door they have the virtual training, and
Yes.
so there's a lot of future.
That was fantastic.
Yeah,
Yes,
great.
yeah.
Another thing we talked about is productivity. In your areas, all of you are supervisors, are in a position to observe productivity. When you see something that can be more productive, do you take that to your contractors, and is anything implemented to be more productive?
Absolutely. We've lead management's becoming big in our area, and the pole planning system has been a driving force for a lot of the projects. It's really helped to get more accurate scheduling and get everyone on the job to buy into the productivity. And then once more, you have to take that to your foreman and continue to drive it home through all the ranks, down to the apprentices, and really streamline it, because productivity, you know, I believe that we can be safe and productive. For a long time, when safety started really coming into focus, it was difficult for contractors to find, you know, we thought we'd lose that competitive advantage we had, and especially iron workers. I mean, we're get it done. So it's difficult for some of the guys that are old school, and we've got to change that mentality to get everyone to buy into it, to realize that you can safely and productively do the jobs.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it takes a while to get that message across. Paul, how about at your area?
Well, that's, you know, we try to strive on productivity, you know, but anymore, safety overrules a lot of productivity. Sometimes we can work the two together, and we do that. We show the contractor that we can fulfill that need they want to see. So it is possible, and the productivity, yes, it has slowed down, especially where I work right now. I'm in a oil refinery and a chemical plant, so we do got to slow our pace down a little, because it's not all go balls to the walls, pardon that, but that's what we just got to take that out of that, and we can implement the two together though. So
Gary, you got anything?
Definitely. Ironwork's definitely changing. I mean, there'll be a time where you get a call and say, hey, you got 5 tractor trailers of steel coming, this crane coming, you know, and you would be like, all right, well, where's A1 on the grid line? And you would go to work. Now, when I would start a job, I would get the drawings in advance. I would bring my safety director that worked for my company in. You know, a lot of people despise their safety guys. You know, us iron workers are like, oh crap, the safety guys on the job hide everything. But it's better to incorporate him. He's like, this is my plan. What do you think about it? And me and him come up with a plan together, where you know, we don't have a hiccup through the process. He can come on the job. He's not going to make me stop. He's not going to write me up. So I mean, that would be productivity thing, is what I included when I was in the field.
Working together.
Yeah, the safety director is a must these days.
Great. How about your area, Amanda? Productivity in your area?
It's good. Communication. Communication is the key, I think, and everybody's on the same page working together.
Yeah, good. Well, it seems that the economy is picking up, and in all our areas. In your specific areas, is the contractors have more opportunity to bid more work in your areas? Jim?
Yeah, there's some unique projects coming up in our area that we've had the opportunity to bid, and you know, I found it interesting that our workforce is declining by 40% for the journeyman. General President Dean was saying, and that's the key that we're going to have to grab in order to keep that market going, is that we're going to have to bring up leaders in our workforce. And that's a great challenge we've got right now, and we depend on guys like Gary to send these apprentices out and impact has really opened the door for some training to get some of these leaders in, you know. I remember my apprenticeship coordinator telling me, you know, that I had better always be training the guy to take my job, and that's something I take to heart. And we've got to do that so that we can keep the market, and we've got to go after some markets that are lost. Some of the markets have gone another way because the general contractor has that opinion about the iron worker, and it's getting better, but we need to continue to teach these journeymen and to help them to upgrade themselves and to be willing to invest their time and make themselves more employable. That's how we'll recover the market and keep the market strong for us.
Well, there's so many markets we were in before that it seems like we strayed away from, the pre-engineered buildings, guardrail fence, so those markets seem to be opening back up for us. You find that in your case, Paul, in your area?
Yeah, we got a lot of that coming up here in the near future in my area, really. So contractors are relying on us to be educated down at our facilities to get trained for these jobs, because we do got a couple big ones coming up, and it is very important that we do take care of that business like that. So.
How about you, Gary?
Our local's busier than ever. Apprentice-wise, we're steady hiring, we're growing, we're busting at the seams in our school. We have 2 power plants going on right now. We have another one getting ready to kick off. We have the MGM Casino in our area, so we're real busy. And then we also, you know, us being so close to DC, we always have like federal work. Government's always building something.
Well, you know, safety and productivity is important right now. Just as we talked earlier, the baby boomers are retiring. We're bringing in more apprentices and probationary members, so we have to step it up with the training a little bit. I know, Amanda, in your area, how things going in your area?
It's busy. High rises, arenas.
Good.
We have the oil sands.
Good. One of the main things we always want to focus on is how to get this message out to the members in the field. I think that's one of the most important things we need to do. We come to a lot of meetings and we talk about safety and productivity, but how do you think we can get this message out to the members in the field better? We write articles in the magazine, but is there any specific thing you think we could do to get it out there?
Well, Bill, my experience, you know, the trickle-down effect comes from the contractor to the superintendent, and it trickles down to the men. They hear good news. They like to hear what the office is always talking about. So it's a good thing to trickle down and, you know, give the good news. Even if it's bad news, they need to know that, so, you know, they know what they're doing right or wrong. So it helps out in the field.
Great.
I'll piggyback off.
Go ahead, Gary.
I'll piggyback off what Paul said. You know, from the top down works too. But I tell you, back home I got 160 apprentices, and they love to gossip. So you know, when we get like new training or something new comes out, I immediately go tell them, and they filter it. You know, because I see them guys every week. So if something new comes out, I immediately tell them. They go back out into the field, and oh yeah, they're a little gossip.
Bunch of old ladies.
Little girl.
I think that the journeyman orientations that we're doing is big. Like Gary said, our safety supervisor making a presence and letting everyone know that he's there. He's there as your friend. He's not there to impact the job in a negative way. He's there to make sure you've got the tools that you need to do your job, and getting the safety representatives out to talk to the hands. Hands being willing to speak up for what they see on the job. And I think that was, you know, guys were always scared to speak up about things. And the safety culture that's driving through now, that's demanded of us, we can't do that. We can't turn a blind eye. We've got to see something and say something. We have to. It's for the betterment of the entire job and for bringing guys home safe and to their families, to what matters, you know.
And it's a big issue for the contractors too. We want to keep their ratings down. So if we get this message out to the members that how important safety is and how important it is to the contractors to keep their ratings down, sometimes if the ratings are high, they can't even bid on projects. So Amanda, in your area, or what do you think would be the best way to get the message out to the members?
Communication, like you said, trickle down. Keep everybody informed on what's going on.
And through Twitter and Facebook, it's amazing the information that's out there.
Absolutely.
I'm really shocked at how fast Facebook information gets out. So if you had the opportunity to talk to the ironworkers or the contractors one-on-one, face-to-face, what advice would you give them? We'll start with you, Gary.
Every company has a safety director. If you don't, you're probably going to get one. The relationship between him and the guys in the field will make a big difference. Like I said, I had a great relationship. I had no hiccups. On the other hand, maybe like have like a foreman meeting with your people. Like we had one, like we had some accidents and stuff, and you know I learned about how the mod rate affects the company and all that. And I took that back to the guys in the field. You know, I was an honest 8-for-8 person. I was loyal to a company. But I explained to the men like how they need to go back to the field and like you have a job because of your contractor. You know, you guys kind of got to watch each other's backs. You know.
Yeah. Jim?
If I was to say something, mine would be geared more towards the ironworkers, I think, and that's the being professional. You know, getting out there and influencing people in a positive manner instead of wanting everyone on the job to be afraid of us, wanting everyone on the job to learn from us, to see that we're doing things right, safely, we're conscientious. You know, they don't have to, they've got us honking the horn when we're flying a load, they've got us roping off our areas and letting them know, you know, that we're doing that for their safety, not because it's necessarily the most dangerous place on the job. And we need to be professional. And that's the problem I have when I hire guys out of the hall. You know, if you're not professional, I don't need you around because it's going to negatively influence that contractor. And they might go with our competitors the next time. And we need to realize that our competitors are getting stronger. And we need to give that viable option and train ourselves to be the best option.
Makes us more employable. And we got to realize too, we're all on the same team with the contractors. Without them, we don't have the work. So how about you, Paul? What advice would you give them?
Contractors, we do love you, but you know, sometimes you don't have a open mind with the field workers, so open up that mind, you know, communicate. That's a big thing anymore with anything out in the field is communicate with the people. So one-on-ones, you know, helps out a lot, and just keep that open mind. So
Amanda, what advice would you give everybody?
Communication, that's my big thing. Communication is the key. To be safe, professional, and produce.
Well, I want to thank you for taking the time to participate in our meetings. It was very informative. I think we need to get the message out on productivity and safety to all our members. And once again, thank you for being on our panel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
good.